Hey guys, this is Carl, and I wanted to share with you something a little different today, and that's when I found out I had stage 4 cancer. Riding a bull named Fu Manchu is how we put it. A great country western song with that's the theme. But anyway, I'd had a cold, or sinus infection is what they told me, for over 6 months. I'd been going to the doctor, and I was January 3rd, 2013, and I went back to the doctor again, and luckily the doctor I'd been going to on a regular basis was still on holiday, on vacation because of the new year, and I had a sub, and she saved my life. She looked at it and went, I don't like this. I want you to see a specialist. And so she made me an appointment with a specialist 2 days later, and that was going fine too. At that point, I didn't know cancer or anything. And we were joking around because they had in my records that I was a smoker, and I wasn't a smoker. I occasionally had a cigar, to celebrate something, but maybe I had 4 to half a dozen cigars a year. That was it. And it wasn't like I was an everyday thing or every week thing even, or even an every month thing. I think I remember the last one I had before that was when my son graduated from college. But anyway, me and the doctor were joking about that, and all of a sudden he got real serious and the joking stopped. And he said, I think you got cancer, and I want to do a biopsy on you Tuesday. This was Friday. And, we really need to look at this. And things got real serious real quick. I went home, and my wife was at work, and I fixed myself a drink and sat out on the terrace and just thought about things for a good while. Called my friend Terry McKinney, and that was the business about riding a bull named Fu Manchu, and he got real serious about it. And it really changes your life. And my end thoughts after having survived it all, and we'll talk about that some, is if it doesn't kill you or maim you too bad, it's a good experience because it teaches you a lot about you, about family, about life, about God, about things, faith, whatever you want to, everything in life it teaches you about. It teaches you what's important, what's not important. You end up developing a great deal of patience for small children and dogs and cats, and no patience at all for salesmen. And it is also a teacher of what people do and how they act under pressure. And there was a lot of life lessons there. And I mean, one of them that to this day I find kind of amazing, and that life is that way, but it is. And that was, you get to know a lot of the other patients because you're there every day going through treatment. I mean, I had 35 radiation treatments not on weekends, but so, you know, it went on for a good while. And I had some chemo as well, and eventually I had surgery. But when you're there for 6-7 weeks in a row every day, you know, you start to know some of the other people who are going through the same things with you. And, you know, like, people wouldn't show up for treatment. It's like, hey, what happened to you? I didn't see you the other day. Oh, I was too tired. Well, hell, it's your life. It's your job to show up and get treatment. And if you don't, there's a good chance that won't be seeing you very much at all. That's a pretty big lesson. And I mean, I saw that happen several times. People got, you know, they wouldn't show up. And like I said, some of them didn't make it. And but you know, also talking about that, you get where you start, you know, why'd I make it and other people not? You worry about that. I mean, at the same time, I had throat cancer. At the same time I was having throat cancer, Vince Flynn, a famous thriller writer, was going through it with prostate cancer, and he didn't make it. And prostate cancer is actually more treatable than throat cancer. And, you know, it makes you wonder, well, he had a lot of money to deal with it, you know, it makes you wonder why he didn't make it. But anyway, I mean, not to dwell on the negatives, though, so much, or the bads. And I mean, there's plenty bad with cancer. We all know that. The goods are also important. I mean, you appreciate life a whole lot more once you're going through it and once you've been through it. And it also gives you the perspective of, you know, I've had this and I've dealt with this. You know, whatever life throws at me, like right now we're going to my house that burned down in Altadena. Whatever else life throws at you, you can handle it. I mean, you know, you've handled life having a 28% chance of survival. You can pretty well handle anything else. And, you know, so anyway, that's some of the experiences of it, and knowing what to do about it and so forth. You know, it makes you real serious. So after I dwelled on it, I told the wife what was happening when she came home, and she, you know, was upset about it too, obviously, worried about it. But, you know, I survived, and, you know, a lot of it had to do with my my support and my family and my friends, and, you know, the doctors and nurses and everybody else helped. It's not a one-man battle, but a lot of it depends on you. You got to show up, like I said, and, you know, a lot of it, you know, let's, you know, if you're religious, a lot of it is about your religion and God and all that, and if you're not, it's about fate or whatever. But all those are factors, and you know, some make it and some don't. But it makes all those things much dearer to you. And you get a different perspective on things real quick. So, you know, it's funny. It maimed me a little bit. I mean, I lost my thyroid because of it, because of the radiation treatment, and so I'm always cold. And I got to take pills for that, but it's still, I'm always cold. And I choke a lot because of it, because it rearranged the geography of my throat. And I lost a lot of my saliva glands, and I can't grow a beard. But in some respects, I'm glad it happened to me, because it really taught me a lot of lessons. Now, I wish I would have learned those lessons without that happening to me, but sometimes you need the bad things to make you appreciate the good things, and to make you understand what's important and not important. And I guess that's how things like that have happened to me a few times, so it's kind of like life slapping you in the face saying, hey, pay attention. And, so if you can learn anything from this, pay attention. Pay attention to life, and, maybe it won't have to slap you so much. I tell all my boys that, they should get tested regularly for throat cancer and stuff. You catch it early, you have a lot better chance of dealing with it than catching it late, and you won't get maimed, so to speak. The experience also, it just wears on you so much that when you're done, and that actually right when you're done with the treatment is your lowest point, you come out of it and you just feel like you're reborn. I mean, it's taking a hit on life. So anyway, that's the thought is try to avoid having it, but if you do have it, it's not the end of the world. You can get through it, and work at it really hard. It doesn't have to be the end. The end.